Well, hello everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to the Space Roundup, a name that could change in the future, but for now, let's call it Space Roundup, where we are going to talk about many pictures that our team got to take in the last day or two. And my name is DJ, and I'm joined by our friend from here on Y. Let's introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Indigo. I am the editor for Y Plus, which is coming back soon, and I am commentating today together with DJ. Um, we're going to talk about the pictures our photographer took yesterday, um, and yeah.
Nice. So yeah, we have many pictures from everywhere on Starbase, and as you can see, we have our live cams here too. So let's start with the update because there are many things happening today. Like all these, this week has been incredible with the amount of work that is going on the launch side, on Ship 30, on the highway, and yeah, many things. So I don't know if you want to start with the tower base here that I'm showing.
Well, yeah, we've seen basically the start of construction on the tower base this week, um, together with the crane being assembled right next to it. Um, the final two parts of the tower 2 are still on its way, and I think they're currently in the port of Tampa somewhere waiting the weather out. um,
Yeah, exactly.
but the rest of them are the rest of the sections are at the Sanchez site. um, and we're hoping to see loads of construction happen in the oncoming weeks.
Yeah, as you can see here, they are working pretty hard on having this tower base done to have those sections starting to be stacked here. And as you can see, they are here is the side of another wall, so they are like stacking wall parts, let's say that way. Like here we have this one that they lifted and put it in between these rails, and they are like doing it very different from the normal that we saw from Tower A here at Starbase and Tower V, or second tower roughly, because this is the third tower and the second tower is on Terminal A, and they are
True.
working pretty hard on that too. And yeah, this is pretty different, much faster, much faster, because 2 weeks ago nothing of this was here. And this is crazy, like how crazy, how fast they are doing these things. So yeah, I can show another picture. Let me check if I have one from the other side of the tower. No, this is the same side. Let me check, because they are already building like the entrance, both entrance. Here you can see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So first of all, this is one of the like walls that they do. So once they put them together here, they act like the somehow a door for workers to be able to go inside and climb up with the future elevator that should be working here as soon as the tower is stacked. And yeah, this is one of those parts. Look at how beefy everything looks. And I really want to see if there's some people around where you can like have a human for scale thing, because this is pretty big. Yeah, there you can see some workers, and yeah, this one should go here on this side. This part is the same as this one, roughly. And we'll go here. So what else do we have? There we go. So, and if there are any questions that you guys have, you can put them on chat, and we are going to read them as soon as we keep going. You know, so no problem on that. And here, the the main one, let's say, the crane that is building itself. It is pretty funny, but yeah, this is true. So, do you want to comment a little bit what is happening? What's the name of this one?
Our Astro Roadie, he calls it Bertha. It is actually, I think it's called the CC 8800-1. It is a tall crane. It is a very tall crane, and it will be tall enough to stack the tower in its full length. So I don't actually know how tall this thing can get to, but I know it can stack a tower.
Yeah, and you can see here some of the sections that it's like lifting and putting for itself. It is pretty crazy. This is the boom, so this is going to be the main boom that's going to be I think 150 meters or so tall to be able to stack a 143 meters tall tower. So yeah, just imagine how crazy and big this crane is. And I think there are some pictures from the back. Here's the pretty much the top part, I'll say. What do you think? Is this the top part or the base?
Good question, actually. I mean, it does look like it could be the top because loads of although I don't know if it's the entire top. I think it's yeah. I think it's the part at the top, but not like the top. But they have to still, the cables they need them to go somewhere and bend around the corner. I don't think that's this, but I think you might be right. You see some pistons over there, right?
Yeah.
So
those are hydraulic pistons. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty beefy though. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. They are like rushing it because they want to have this tower available as soon as possible. What do you think? When do you think this tower will be fully stacked?
I think it's going to be after the next flight, but pretty soon after, because as you can, I mean, the tower it didn't exist 2 weeks ago, and now it's already being at its first section almost done. I think it's really a main. The main thing is watching out for the flights actually happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they have to pause construction around it, and that might take a few days
of delay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here you can see what I meant. This is one of the main doors for workers to go inside of the base of the tower. Here you can see a human for scale of how large this looks like little adapters for the first section of the segments, like the section 1 of the tower.
Yeah.
That it's already on Sanchez. Can you remind me which ones are the sections that are already on Sanchez and the 2 ones that are coming from the Cape?
So I don't actually know which 2 sections are at on the barge on sea, but I think it was just the top 2 ones. I'm not entirely sure. I do know that the chopsticks and some parts for that were the gantry for that were also on the barge.
Here I found, yeah. So sections 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are on Sanchez. And the fourth and fifth are coming from the Cape right
All
now.
right.
We, along with the two chopsticks, the two shortnet chopsticks that are looking really weird, like a T-Rex. You know, this tower will be really cool to see with those little arms, little with you know so because they are so big too, but yeah, and the carriage for them to connect them to the tower, to the rails. So yeah, sections 4 and 5 are the missing ones coming to Starbase pretty soon. But you know, there are some things on the weather side of things that are not looking too cool right now. So they are delaying the delivery of those parts. They were expected to be on the port of Brownsville, I think, on June 23rd.
Yeah,
But
23rd.
yeah, but it got delayed because of weather. Same as yesterday's launch that I was going to to host, but you know, as soon as we started, there we go, ace crab. But you know, those things happens.
Welcome
So
to the space
let's
industry. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So 1 second, and we should talk about this. The ship QD on the other tower, the operational tower, because it got some work, right?
Yeah, it warped a bit after the last flight. That's true. But it happened before on other flights as well. I think it's not a problem they want to keep for very long, because obviously putting back the quick disconnect every time you launch a rocket, it's not rapid reusability. Um, I think I mean the tilt is slightly to the right, I believe, of the main. Depends on how you look at it, of course. Um, but the tilt,
Like
yeah.
this
Go
one,
ahead.
right? Or what are you talking about right now? I'm not seeing it.
I don't see anything either.
So this one, right? Or yeah, so there are many on this ship QD, as it's actuated, not like the ones on pretty common paths like Falcon paths or something. This one is automated, like it's operated by a computer. Yep. Let me check. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We are back with the picture. So ShipQD again. There are some actuators that helps to connect and disconnect this QD, because this is actuated, not like the main ones on the other pads, like they are manually connected before you know, going vertical on the pad. Starship is vertical always. And so yeah, this one have three main actuators. One is here that pushes the entire QD assembly forward to the ship. These ones that move it left and right to align it to the ship quick disconnect. And there is one more, I think, or yeah, I know. I think these two just go like extend at the same time, and the entire assembly goes up a little, and that aligns the ship QD that got a little bit damaged, on the launch 4, flight 4, and they are working pretty hard to it have it online already, and again for testing and launches. So, do we think they are going to replace it or just work on it as of now?
It's a good question. I think they're just gonna stay improving on it, but if there's actually like an issue that can't be improved on, but rather needs to be replaced, I don't know. It would I think it would be the most logical to try and keep it on there at least, uh, and try and fix it while it's still an issue.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, pretty much. Look at how many things there are on the on the QD. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
it's crazy. Pictures of Starbase all around. How far you have to zoom in um, to just see one thing. It's it's such a busy picture just looking at one thing, and it's always like that.
Yeah, these are all fuel lines. This one is, I think, if you see, the left one is logs and the right one is CH4. So yeah, this one should be logs hose, and to the other side, maybe here, it's the CH4 hose that goes up, and this one is for the pre-press of the tanks. So they flow some CH4 and logs to press gaseous, of course. All of them are gases, flow into the tanks. And look at how beefy this looks. It is amazing. I love this. So let's move on to the chopsticks, because they are going to be pretty interesting on the next flight, as we are having some information about Elon saying that they are indeed going to attempt to catch the first super heavy from the air on flight 5. And wow, just to you know how much time have passed since we knew for the first time that they were going to try this. I think it was December 2020, right? When Elon said on former Twitter, right now it's X.
Yeah, I
And
think so. I think it was back in December. Yeah. Um, Crazy to realize they've already built the tower with the chopsticks and everything, and they're actually gonna catch it next fight, or at least try to catch it. It's I
yeah,
mean it's crazy, the speed at Starbase, and it keeps amazing me. It really does.
yeah, the pace of work here at Starbase is amazing, and the innovation, because like, just landings from, like, propulsive landings were impossible 10 years ago. At least that's what the industry was saying. Then it became real with the Falcon 9, and now they are going to try to catch the largest flying object ever made in history, a 72-meter booster. It sounds crazy. And the odds are like 50-50. Elon said that there are 50-50 possibilities of catching or not. Let's hope everything goes well, because it's going to be amazing to see. And here, it is important to note that they are working on the shock absorbers, are the name, right?
Yeah, shock absorbers. Yeah.
Yeah, these two like rails, they go up before the catch. So when the booster is going down and it shut down the engines, the booster like hits this and they go down, absorbing that shock, that hit from the 250 tons booster that is landing there. So yeah, they were testing them for the first time since the chopsticks were first installed. So yeah, that's crazy. Here you can see some of the actuators. They are pneumatic actuators. And there are some accumulators. I don't know if we have picture of that, but there are some accumulators for them on the carriage, and they like take the air from the inside of these actuators, and that's how they absorb that shock, you know. And many work has been happening here. Let me see if I can get some. There we go. Look at the size of these chopsticks, though. These guys are crazy. Just to say, here are the stabilizers for both the booster and ship to keep them straight up for lifting, and some more absorbers from the other side, from the other chopstick. You know, should be the right chopstick if you look it from the top of the tower. Yeah, they look super crazy. What do you think? The catch is going to happen on the next flight, or
Well, I mean, yes and no at the same time. It's SpaceX has done a lot of propulsive landing experiments. You know, Falcon 9 is landing basically every time now. Um, I think they have the technology. If anyone does, they do. But yeah, the chopsticks part is tricky about it still, because you have to take into account that you have a launch mount to not destruct, and you have a tower that you don't want to hit, and you have to come in at just the right speed at the right position. It's a little more precise even than on a drone ship.
yeah, actually, it is amazing that they got to land on the exact position on flight 4. Ship doesn't did that much well on the precision because it was pretty crazy to see that the ship with the with the flaps, the forward flaps, a little bit damaged. A little bit.
A
It's
little bit.
the least to say.
Yeah, it was melting. It was melting.
Yeah, yeah. I was enjoying that so much, like seeing how the ship was still going on with two flaps, or roughly two flaps, pretty much 30% melted. That's amazing to see. And they landed 6 kilometers away from where they intended to, so well in the area where they expected to be, but not that much precision because of that problem with the flaps. So they're working pretty hard. And speaking, of course, because we need to talk about, before that, let's see the OLM, because of course, without the OLM, we cannot launch. And look at this. Look at the propellant lines that go to the QD for the booster. This is the famous OLM vent that bent us some logs to. Oh, my screen went down again. Let me solve that in a second. There we go. So here you can see the OLM vent. This one bends logs to cool down this line and get it ready for propellant load, because full flow of this, they are loading logs at I think it was 37 minutes if you take like the time between they start and they stop loading. It's around 37 minutes, so that's wow. I think 2 tons per second or something. It is way faster than anything that we saw before. They are loading the booster faster than Falcon Heavy right now. Very, very much faster, like 3 times or so. It is amazing. And yeah, it took a little bit damage. The paint, of course, is not the best thing to look here. The paint got a little bit damaged too, but that's another. What is it? What is the English term for applying paint? I'm not remembering the name.
What do you mean?
Like the. Oh my god! How is the? Like it's painting, but yeah. We can move on though, but yeah, just applying paint here will solve this, because they are starting to see some of the salt environment from the beach. So yeah, it is important to paint this as quickly as possible to prevent this from happening. Okay, so let's see to this side. Here's you have some pictures from the leg that takes the propellant lines, and this is, I think, the water. No, this one is the water, and this is the engine chill pipe. So this pipe is the one that takes the engine chill from the outer engines. Oh no, all the engines. They take through this, and they will go to a pool that is a little bit over 60 meters away, to prevent some Booster 7 explosions that we saw in the past. That's pretty cool. And this one is water that goes to the OLM for the DSS system, the detonation suppression system, that is activated at T-minus 23 seconds, I believe. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Pretty dang roasty, of course, but looking really cool. Not much work to do because before the next flight or the next booster starting fire. B12 should be the next booster to fly with ship 30. So yeah, here is the chopstick actuator that now moves the chopstick super fast. Something needed for the catch, So now that we talk about all the main things, there is something that we need to talk about, and that's GSEC4, right? That was taken yesterday from one of the tanks, the ex-LOX tanks, former LOX tanks. This is the first one that is taken down, and it's getting scrapped as we talk. And Nice. Yeah, they are working pretty fast on getting rid of the vertical tank farm. So nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah, when do you think that's gonna be completely scrapped? The old orbital tank farm.
I'd say the old tank farm should be scrapped before the next flight. They are working pretty hard on getting all of the covers and the tanks below them. Um, so yeah, they are scrapping it pretty fast. So I'd say by the next flight we are not going to have any vertical tanks here.
I think that's a good prediction. Yeah. I agree.
Nice. Yeah, here you can see how they cut it the cover, and here is the logs tank that was behind. Let's say, I don't know if it's the right word to say, but yeah. And I think that's all for the launch site. Here you can see some of the pictures from the OLM, the roasty OLM after launch. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So, are there any questions about the launch site that you guys wanna ask us? If not, we can move. Okay. So let's move to the. Let me check. Yeah, let's move to the build site because some things are happening there too, as always. So let me. Yep. Let me put my. Here. There we go. I think. Perfect. So this is Star Factory, or the inside of the Thales part of the Star Factory, where many ships and boosters are going to be made. And they are working hard to getting everything online for rapid production of booster and ships. Here is the new parking garage, 6 floors of garage. And it's looking pretty cool. And when do you think this is going to start getting some cars in?
It shouldn't be long. It shouldn't be long. No. It looks from the outside. It almost looks finished, but you can still see some. I don't know if it's scaffolding or there are definitely still some man lifts in there. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's still gonna take a bit, but shouldn't be longer than a few weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, always 2 weeks.
Always 2 weeks.
And here are the stars, the SPMTs, the ones that move everything here on at Starbase. So yeah, nice. And here are all the tower segments that we talk about. I think this is the section 1, 2, 3. I think this is the 4th or 6th. You know, there not all of them are shown here, but this is the top one. The one that is going to have all the rails and everything for the chopsticks and the cable to manage all the cables and everything. So, oh, my stream froze again. Nice. Let me take it back. There we go. So yeah, And there is a new tank right now. This tank is this one this one tank is going to be another, I think, Lux tank, right? Because they are doing some pretty important um, expansions of the tank farm again. They are still expanding that tank farm, and that tank that is behind all of these things is pretty important, because that's one of the two that are expected to be installed here. And yeah, pretty important one. And it got moved right today to the launch site.
I have to be honest. I haven't seen pictures of today, so I don't know. But it is indeed a Lux tank. That's all I know.
Yeah, nice. So let's move to, here is some pictures from Star Factory, looking pretty nice, pretty nice. And let's move to Ship 30, because of course we know that they are starting to replace all the tiles with much stronger ones, 2 times stronger, as Elon stated on his stream. I think it was last week. So they're starting to replace everything here. You can see some of the old tiles, and they are working on getting them out and putting some ablative material that you can see here. This is the ablative material that is going behind the tiles. So this is new. This is all new. This hasn't happened on any ship as of now. And yeah, this ship 30 is the first one that is getting this update. And it looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me see. Did my screen share froze again? Yeah, it looks like that. Let me share it again. There we go. So here are the tiles that I mean, like the ablative material, and some tiles are starting to get on here. Let me see if I can have some pictures of that. Here you can see some of the tiles on the aft flaps that they are replacing too. Very important, because we saw on the last flight that they didn't work as intended. So they're working on this. What do you think? Is Ship 30 surviving without any any material getting pretty much, melted?
I mean, I'm still not overconfident about the tiles itself, but I think the ablative material between the tile and the ship is a good hot fix. Yes, um, it's it's amazing to me how quick they seem to come up with that. The flight happened, and like I think maybe the maximum of like a week after they were already talking about ablative material. So
Yeah,
maybe something they have had on their mind for a while, but I honestly don't know.
yeah, pretty amazing, pretty amazing. I think these are all old tiles. They look
I'm
different,
actually
but
I'm actually not sure if they are new tiles. I've seen two sets of pictures yesterday. One being older, I think, than the rest. Um, where there were less tiles in that section you're showing right now.
yeah,
But they do look new.
Yeah, it is amazing how this poor shield, because this heat shield was one of the best ones that we saw yet. So yeah, let's see here. You can see here the nose cone. They on the nose cone is is a little bit different because they don't have, or at least not all the tiles are held by pins. They are held by some glue, and they need to break the tile and then take out the glue that is left on the hull of the vehicle. Here you can even see how the glue left the tile formation, you know? Pretty nice. Nice markings to have. I think that this is glue too. Let me check here. So yeah, ship 30. Much work is happening there. Let me see if I can. Yeah, these are all the pictures that we have from ship 30 as of now, being worked on the high bay, and it got a airbag replaced, right? I think so.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Could
I
be.
think on the last days they replaced with the older method, so they put it the 2-point lifter, and they lifted the ship, left the engine below, removed the engine, and I think 1 or 2 hours after that, another engine came, an airbag, and they installed it. So yeah, pretty much hard work happening on ship 30, and let's keep an eye on it because it's important. Next flagship to go to space.
Yeah,
So
they really want it ready. That's all you can see, because the tiles are were ripped off of their, well, carefully of course, but still very quickly, and you know, the next day they were putting them on again, and same with like the engine swap. They really want ship 30 to work.
yeah, exactly. There's a point that someone said. Let me check who said. Yeah, simple but expensive. On the chat said, the real problem is shielding the flap hinges. How do you shield a moving joint? Yeah, of course, it is super difficult. Elon said many times in the past that the hinges uh, are the main problem on the heat shield, because it is a moving part, and yeah, not easy to shield from the plasma on re-entry. But let's see how they do, because they are applying 2 times stronger tiles with ablative material behind. So let's see. And Felix is saying or asking, do we think there is another static fire coming for ship 30? What do you think?
I think so, because of the new engine. I think I think they want to test it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good point. I think ship 24 had an engine replaced. I don't remember if they did another static fire or not. If someone in the chat remembers that, I will appreciate to know. So yeah, pretty amazing to see this work happening. Look at how much scaffoldings are around the this ship. Much work happening here. Probably on the newsstand, says Lime King. Yeah, any static fires that happens with ships should be on masses. And of course, speaking of masses, let's move on to there because it is important. Let me let me change the window to the masses because there we should be online. There we go. So here is V14.1, a test tank that got tested in the last week or two. And you can see here the speculation around this test tank wasn't like structural testing with cryogenics or anything. It was more a tank to test the lifting points to see if they withstand the catch. So you can see here how many sensors they were around this part, and that's pretty important, of course, to know how this will withstand the forces of a catch. So let's see here. Let me refresh this because I think it got, there we go. So you might be wondering, what's this structure to the left? Because it went up, I think, in the last 2 weeks or so. Here you can see pretty amazing piece of engineering. This is speculated to be the Cane Crusher version 2, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think, yeah. So the test tank still had the first Can Crusher on there, but I believe this is supposed to be its follow up, and boy, does it look different.
Yeah, this one is getting taller and taller. This is the first floor. This is the second floor. This is the third, and there is expected to be a fourth floor. So it's going to be pretty massive. And let's see what they do on this, because if it's a can crusher, you know, it crushes cans. So yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. And we'll keep an eye out on this one because pretty important piece of engineering to understand the next versions of Starship, because Starship Block 2 is coming. I don't know about boosters. What do you think? There are going to be B1 boosters going with Block 2 ships, or what?
Oh, good one. I mean, if it happens to be like that, they probably would, but I think they would just line it up to be, updating at the same time. So we might see a ship somewhere, or maybe a booster fall out between because they didn't like it or they wanted to do something else with it, and then we could see that happen. But if everything goes according to plan, I don't think they will.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty important piece of engineering here that we are going to keep an eye out on this one. Reminder that we have our weekly videos that we show the flyover pictures from Rykllan, helicopter. So let's keep an eye out on this one. Will be very important. Pretty important.
So, DJ, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what we're seeing on screen with our live cams right now, because as people probably know, there's a slight storm going over Starbase. Um, Slight, yeah.
Yeah, let's see slight, but it
Um,
is a
it's
little bit
it's
massive.
it's not something we've really experienced before looking at it, but right now it's still too weak to make any kind of damage on SpaceX structures, I think. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we certainly have to look out for our own cams. Um, we don't want our live cams to get you know
Any damage?
hit by the storm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. This
do you know when the
storm.
storm is supposed to be gone?
So I'm watching it right now. So this is expected to be a tropical storm as of now.
Yes.
There is no hurricane expected to like be as of now. You know, these things evolve pretty quickly,
Mm-hmm.
but as of now, it is a pretty much a tropical storm. So we need to keep an eye out on that. I do know that the Starbase structures like High Bay, Mega Bay, and the tower, all of that should withstand an hurricane hurricane 4. You know,
Yeah.
so category 4. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there will not be any problems with that more than delays because of course people cannot be outside working on the site while a storm like this. So and everything goes well without any damage to anything around Starbase and these surroundings. But of course, if you're looking at us from there, keep an eye out on weather because things can change pretty quickly. Um, so I think we are done as of now. There's not much things to look at it as of now with our pictures.
I think we've gone over it pretty good. Yeah, this is what we could see with our current pictures, and it covers the main things going over at SpaceX right now.
Exactly. So this is as of now Space Roundup, where we look at the pictures that our team taken the last few days. These ones are from the 18, so from yesterday. So let's see what happens next week. Can you talk about what's the current way that we are going to work on this? Like which days, same hour?
Um, it should become a daily thing. It should be, but there might be some. I think it is around the same time. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is going to be a daily show. It depends, of course, if our team can go. With this storm, maybe there's not going to be some pictures, of course, because Redline Heli and our team cannot go to take some pictures with the storm going past. So maybe we are going to see. And stay tuned, subscribe, and leave a like because that's important for us to know that you like this. And of course, we have our 24/7 stream running all day, all night. And so go there, leave the like and keep an eye because this is important, and this storm is going to be a show to see on the live cams. So thank you so much for staying here. My name is DJ, and I leave you with the closing.
Yeah, thank you again. See you all next time. Please again take a look at the 24/7, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.